What's going on, everybody? VitalSyntax here, and this is some gameplay from the new Armored Kill expansion pack. And this is Tank Superiority, which is the new game mode that they just released. And we're playing on Alborz Mountain, which is also one of the new maps that they just released. And this map is absolutely gorgeous. It's probably the best looking level I've ever seen in any game. Just the huge, vast, really steep, snow-covered mountains in the background are just absolutely beautiful to look at. And also everything up in the foreground is really cool. I've got a really cool snow effect going on, and also when you're on foot or even a vehicle just moving around, you can see kind of like snow fluffing up behind you. Is fluffing a word? But whatever, you know what I mean. But yeah, this map is just absolutely gorgeous. I've played it on a couple different game modes. I played it on Tank Superiority, obviously, which I'll get to about the specifics of this game mode and how you're supposed to play it in a second. I've also played it on like Team Deathmatch, which is pretty fun. I played it on the normal Conquest large 64-man player, and that was really awesome. Lots of recon, lots of long-range recon, getting up in the mountains, up in the the very tip tops of those snow caps, and that was really fun to do, like parachuting and things like that as well. And just kind of look at the landscape around you. I mean, I think I could just explore this map for like an hour if they kind of turned off the boundaries and just let you explore. It'd be awesome. It kind of reminds me of Skyrim, I guess, a little bit, but even better, way better. So yeah, this map is just absolutely amazing. Probably I think easily my favorite map for this DLC. Now, Tank Superiority, like I said, is the new game mode that they released with Armored Kill. Kind of like how they released the Conquest Domination with Close Quarters. And essentially it is every person, I'm not sure if it is every person, but it seems like every person has their own tank. It probably depends on the server settings. This was a 32-man server, I believe. It might have been, no, it was 32. And it seemed like everybody on my team had a tank at one point or another. And every time I respawned, there was always kind of a tank or maybe even two tanks waiting for me there. And, mostly everybody was in a tank. There might have been one or two people on either side. One person running around with an engineer kit with javelins or rocket launchers, RPGs, or the SMAW. And then there also might be one or two people on either team running around with recon kit trying to, snipe people that get out of tanks, or using the SOFLAM, which is actually pretty helpful. If you have a javelin SOFLAM team, that can be quite effective. But mostly everybody has their own tank, and there's a couple different tanks. There's a couple new vehicles that they released with this expansion pack, and there's new unlocks for those vehicles that you can get, different types of launchers, different types of armor, and things like that. You basically have to go through the whole vehicle unlock system again for each of those new vehicles, unlocking smoke or unlocking the coaxial or things like that. And then you basically have one flag point. You can see it's just A right now, and it's titled Superiority. And essentially it's the same as, just a normal conquest mode, but instead of having, more than one flag, you just have one flag. And that flag, at least on this map, is right out in the middle of this frozen lake, which is also just a really cool, beautiful part of this map. Is just this huge frozen lake in the middle of this valley right here. And you can drive the tanks out in there. Once again, it's frozen, so you don't like go underwater or anything. I believe there is part of it that's water. You can go swimming, and I'd really be interested if they added like an underwater mechanic. I've always thought that would be a really cool addition to Battlefield. But you essentially want to capture that flag as quickly as possible because you're extremely exposed when you're out there, and you really don't need more than one person to capture it. I mean, if you can, then I guess that's better because it'll capture a little bit faster, but the flag captures very quickly. Not quite as fast as the Conquest Domination flags, but it captures a lot faster than your normal Conquest flag. At least half as, or twice as fast, I guess I should say. Maybe even more than that. So it seems like you just need one of your teammates to kind of drive out or try and like flank the enemies. Like this guy on the enemy team, he basically flanked our entire team, and instead of trying to just shoot us in the back, he decided to try and capture the flag, and you can see how quickly he captures it. I think he does capture it. I don't know. I remember. Yeah, he jumps out on foot and tries to capture it. But anyway, yeah, you essentially just want to capture that flag as quickly as possible and get out of harm's way, get out of that area because it's way too exposed, and then just kind of cover it from a distance, and you can kind of see if an enemy is trying to capture the flag from a pretty far distance, and it's usually pretty easy to take them out. Although, once again, since they capture the flag so quickly, sometimes they'll take that flag just in a matter of seconds there. Other than that, they didn't really add any new weapons to the game, any infantry weapons. I wasn't expecting any. Obviously, they didn't say there was going to be any. But at the same time, I felt just kind of from the previous expansion packs, with Close Quarters and with Back to Karkan, they gave us a bunch of new weapons, basically a new weapon in each kit. I don't know, I just wish they had added more guns. And I know they added a bunch of other content, like the new vehicles and stuff like that, but I'm personally more of an infantry person than I am a vehicle person, so I guess this expansion pack, although I'm loving it, and I'm growing, the vehicles are growing more and more on me, I'm still more of an infantry person. I wasn't the biggest fan of Close Quarters. I thought I'm more of a long-range infantry person. Close Quarters definitely isn't the type of situation that I personally like, but regardless, anyway, Armored Kill, as far as if it's worth it or not, I think it's about $15, right? If you buy it by itself, or if you're a premium member. If you're a huge tank person and you enjoy vehicle warfare, I think it's definitely a must, especially if you're a tank person, because this new tank superiority game mode, I think, is just so much fun. I mean, always having access to a tank. I mean, that's one of the more frustrating things for me with a 64-man conquest, is you have people like camping the tank spawn points, or capping the jets, or mostly I guess the tanks and the helicopter spawn points, and you never get a chance to really drive one around unless you're also camping those spawn points. But for tank superiority, it's just so fun to have to give everybody the tanks, and you don't really have to wait for them. So I've been having a lot of fun with it. And this is actually kind of a funny part. This hill is so steep, you can see my tank is rolling down, so I was trying to repair it and run with it, and it started speeding up, and I had to get back in it and slow down a little bit. But you're definitely going to want to play as engineer. There's really no point in playing, unless you're doing the SoFlam team with somebody else who has a javelin. There's no point in playing in anything other than the engineer. I guess it might be a kind of an interesting strategy to try and throw C4 all over the flag point. But even then, I think that it's probably not going to be very effective. They can probably spot the C4 pretty easily, just because it's white out in the open on ice, on a white background. So definitely probably just stick to engineer, and probably, I don't know. I have seen a couple people use tank mines. You really have, you have the option between tank mines and the repair kit. And I have seen a couple people throw tank mines down on the ice, but once again, at least for this map, it seems kind of dumb, because you can see those pretty easily, actually incredibly easily, especially if like the IR vision. But mostly if you just put it on the ice, it has on a white background, so it's like instantly visible. So you definitely probably don't want to use the tank mines, and probably just stick to the repair tool. Now, I'm also kind of interested to see, I had a couple buddies that were testing out Squad Rush on this. I don't play Squad Rush anymore on a team, but I am kind of interested, maybe a little bit for nostalgia's sake, to see how this map will play out. It kind of seems like it could play out something like Dam of Van Peak, where one team starts out on like a high point and rushes down, and you have that parachute point when you jump off and go even lower. But I wonder if it's kind of like that setup as well. And I don't know how I got that guy with the RPG. They're being idiots. I don't know how they didn't get me there. But other than that, I guess that's all I really have to say about Armored Kill. If you guys have anything else that you guys want to see, I'll probably make a couple more videos on it. But other than that, Borderlands 2 is coming out this Tuesday, and I'm making this video, I guess today's Friday. So there's going to be a ton of content on my channel for that game. I have a group of friends that we're going to be playing the game through with. And probably do like a full playthrough video of that, and maybe do some other types of videos for it as well. So look out for that. Other than that, there's a couple other things that are coming out later in this year, but I don't know. Borderlands is the only thing I care about. Black Mesa Source actually came out, which is the remake essentially of Half-Life. I didn't play Half-Life, I played Half-Life 2, so I'm definitely going to check that out for myself. I might make some videos on that, but right now the servers are down. You can't even download the game. There's so many people trying to access it right now, but excuse me. Anyway, that's all I really want to talk about for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and definitely go check out Tank Superiority if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.